Australia's first summer cruise season since 2019 is almost underway, as Pacific Adventure arrives into Sydney and Carnival Splendor set sail for home. I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. As always, thank you for subscribing to the channel, and if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. A quick group cruise update. We've actually reached 20 booked cabins, so we are well and truly a group. This is for the Virgin Voyages maiden cruise out of Melbourne on December 5th, 2023. If you are interested in joining us on that group cruise, you can click the link in the description below. Carnival Splendor is officially en route to Australia. After almost 1,000 days since her last Australian cruise, the 113,000 gross ton ship is sailing home towards Sydney. She departed Seattle on September 6th and embarked on the 23-night transpacific voyage that will see her arrive into Sydney at the end of the month. Splendor's first local voyage, a 4-night Queensland Moreton Island cruise, departs on October 1st. She will be only the 5th cruise ship to resume sailing in Australian waters since the cruise ban ended, though she will soon be joined by over 40 more cruise ships as the first Australian summer cruise season in years gets underway. Majestic Princess, Celebrity, Eclipse and Ovation of the Seas will all sail into Sydney Harbour before the end of October, and I, as I'm sure you are, am very excited to see that happen. P&O's Pacific Adventure this morning sailed into Sydney and docked at the overseas passenger terminal for the very first time. The ex-Golden Princess joins the recently arrived Pacific Encounter to complete P&O's 3-ship fleet. As with Pacific Encounter, Pacific Adventure is a Grand Class ship, and in fact the two are sisters. There are some differences, however. Most notably, Pacific Adventure has arrived with her twin racing water slides installed. Encounters won't be fitted until early 2023. Pacific Adventure's smokestack has also been reduced in height, enabling her to sail under the Sydney Harbour Bridge and dock at White Bay. Sydney's lack of cruise ship facilities was a problem that understandably fell by the wayside during the pandemic. But now that ships are returning, the issue is once again gaining traction within the industry. East of the Harbour Bridge, Sydney's berthing facilities are limited to the overseas passenger terminal, and during our peak summer season, the berth is at such a premium that cruise lines have active bookings on the New South Wales port schedule as far forward as June 2025. The only alternative to the terminal is an anchorage at Adult Bay that Quantum of the Seas will be utilising this November. Having disembarked Radiance of the Seas at Adult Bay in 2017, I can say that as much as the experience was a bit of fun and definitely unique, it's not very convenient. I can't even imagine the logistics of a cruise line having to orchestrate a turnaround day at anchor. P&O's decision to reduce the height of the Pacific Adventure means that the cruise line can be more flexible with how it schedules its cruises, as it doesn't need to compete for the hot property that is the overseas passenger terminal. Lack of port access is also one of the main reasons that Virgin Voyages' Resilient Lady will be based in Melbourne instead of Sydney during her debut Australian season. A brand new mega cruise ship is set to be scrapped. Well, sort of. Global Dream 2 was partially under construction when parent company Genting Hong Kong filed for bankruptcy earlier this year. Designed to carry 9,500 passengers, the ship was said to be one of the largest in the world at around 208,000 gross tons. According to reports, there were no buyers for the incomplete ship, and it was simply more economical to scrap what had been built. Thanks to Nathan for sharing this information with me. P&O this week communicated with customers booked on upcoming South Pacific itineraries to let them know about a port change. According to a statement provided to booked passengers, the jetty used to access the island of Mare has been damaged by recent weather events. This has made accessing the island unsafe. Affected guests will be contacted directly by P&O with the details of an alternate port of call. As yet, there is no date on the completion of repairs to the jetty. And finally this week, as of today, masks on Australian domestic flights are no longer required. The same is true of international flights arriving into Australia. Australia's Chief Medical Officer said that masks on aircraft were no longer proportionate in the current context. This news follows recent reports that the cruise guidelines and health guidelines established for the eastern states in Australia are under review. So we might learn about some changes before year's end. Well, that's about it for this week's cruise news update wherever you are. Thank you very much for watching as always. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. If you are looking to book a cruise, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au, and you can also give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram at thecruiseandtravelguy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. She will be only the 5th cruise ship to resume sailing in Australia since the cruise ban was lifted, but As with Pacific Adventure, nope. Sydney's lack of cruise ship berthing facilities was understandable. The only alternative to the terminal is an anchorage at Atoll Bay that in fact... P&O's decision to reduce the height of the Pacific Adventure means that they can be more... A brand new mega cruise ship is set to be scrapped. Well, sort of. Janting.